got money in the bank.
Yeah.
Shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank.
Yeah.
Shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank.
Yeah.
Shout out what you drink. I got money.
What's up, my people? Welcome to Sometimes Maybe Good, Sometimes Maybe Shit, brought to you by my boy Miguelito, who is the best bakery in town. Hooks it up every Saturday, DD.
Yes, sir.
He brings you, he could do some catering. He could do it all. That man does it all. Took a nice little platter to my kid's T-ball game, delivered it. He's the
Yes,
man.
sir. Anything
Catering, anything food related, please go hit up my boy Miguelito. Now let's jump into it right away. I'm Devin Della Torre, of course. My co-host, Mr. Suazo, who where the hell are you, bro?
Well, this is last week pick. This was me in Raiders camp last week, held hostage basically. I spoke to my former captain a few times. You know, we knew the problem. He was refusing. He was like on some Shawshank Redemption shit. He didn't want to leave the prison. I'm trying to get the fuck out from the back of the poster. It wasn't happening. So, you know, I had to El Chapo my way out that bitch. I had to fucking get my way out of there. And, you know, if Jaime wants to stay in prison, bro, then he has it. But I can't be on no fucking, you know, locked up forever. Now, I got the four-time DD champion. So, you know, he could trade me next week, and it's all good because I've been on the Raiders since week 1. He could trade me today, actually. But, you know, I trust him.
I got a phone call.
I trust him. Don't worry about that. We keep going. I trust him. It's all right. And if he trades me, fuck it. I'll kill him.
Yeah, for sure.
I just got mail. Hold up. I just got mail. I got mail here. It says from DD script office to the Sometimes Maybe Good, Sometimes Maybe Shit production studio. God
Jesus,
damn.
Man. You're pulling out all the stops, huh?
Brother, I didn't pull out anything. This is straight from the script production office, my brother. And, you know, we're just the messengers, so nobody can shoot the messengers.
All right. So let's go jump right into it, right? So let's talk about the dud and the stud of the week. I'm not going to talk about myself, man. Nobody likes to do that. But yours truly, your boy,
Yes, sir.
finally,
Yes, sir.
after a very long time, turned it around. Stud of the week, straight stats,
Yes,
leading
sir.
the pack. And then talk to me about the guy you traded for, bro, for dud of the week.
Listen,
are you going to save him?
I don't know if I'm going to save him or he's going to save me. I hope one of us saves the other. That's all I can say. Beaky called me the captain saver, not the captain slayer. So hopefully one of us does the saving. Listen, I think this is the third 5-man season of DD, correct?
Correct.
If my memory serves me correctly, David has sucked dick the first week of both seasons. The first season of 5s, he didn't make the playoffs because that's the season he had Enzo, Bender, back and forth, a bunch of trading. They called him out on collusion when Johan was commissioner. And then last year, he started off super slow. He didn't do really much. And even until the end of the regular season, he kind of just floated above 500, just barely enough. And they got hot when it mattered, which is the most important part of DD, getting hot when it mattered. So I think he has the right pieces. Obviously, I made the trade with Ham. Obviously, it was me and Alavao agreed to it, and Ham and Chiriboga agreed to it on their end. But I think both teams, if we're going to speak objectively, stayed the same. Maybe even they got a little better, I think. I just needed IQ and leadership, and I think David will bring it up, bro. He's a winner. He's not going to lay down and just die because he went 0-3 week 1.
Listen, I'm not talking anything bad about that man. Many times I've counted him out, and that guy just proves everyone wrong.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
he's the only guy with 4 stars on his shirt. So
the only one.
Now, does that make you guys the favorites? We're gonna start in the South since we're talking about the Raiders. Do you guys jump into the top 3 in the favorite?
I think that we can make that conversation after this week is done if we go 3-0 100%. I think there's 2 teams or 3 teams in our division I'm not sure. There's 5 teams that went 0-5 in week 1. So 25% of the league is 0-3.
Yeah.
So I don't know if 3 are in our side and 2 are on the other, or vice versa. I don't recall. But at the very least, there's another 0-5 team in my division. So
0-3.
I'm sorry, 0-3. I said 0-5. 0-3 team in my conference. I'm sorry. So I think that if we can do a 3-0 team, I mean, you never know what happens in DD. A 3-0 team could go 3-3 now if they lose 3 games in a row. I know a lot of people are going to start missing now in week 2, 3, 4. I don't really know the full details of who's missing. I think this week is just Angel, Jason, and Joel, I believe, if I'm not 100% sure on that one. But yeah, there's a lot of things that can happen from week 2 to 4 already. The standings shuffle up and down. So I think it depends on the other teams. There's a lot of already what ifs, and a lot of things have to happen for us to get into that, talks. I don't want to say, oh, I have David, we're the favorites, because I don't think that's the case. But we have to start winning games first. If we win some games this week, we go 3-0. Then I think we can start having conversations as to where we're going to be moving into week 3. But as of right now, I don't have us in the favorites category.
So in the favorites category, I have 2 teams really, and then a distant third. So my 2 teams are the 49ers as the favorite. I think that's a solid team, 1 through 5. Mr. Out and Up and come back for game winner, also our sponsor.
That's a great video. But wait, you left one part out with the shimmy at the end to score.
Can my boy Lazo put that on here or what?
I'm gonna make sure he edits that in, and I want full audio because I'm sure he's telling somebody "fuck you" really loud.
Of course. So I mean, obviously Derek has proven in his first season as DD, he took that 49ers team very far.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have them as a favorite. Obviously, second, really close, I have the Cowboys. I mean, obviously with Beaky and Sabina doing all the dirty work, because that's what Sabina does, do all the dirty work and let Beaky shine. And then, bro, surprisingly, my little dark horse third team, I have the Rams, bro. I really like what I saw from Pablo, QB1. Took the reins, he played great, went 2-1 without his cap. I think what's gonna happen there, everyone keeps thinking like, yo, just ship Pena because Pena sucks or whatever it is.
No.
I think Pena sees Pablo as an equal, right? And I think that's huge.
The Georgie Pat situation.
Correct. And if Pena can rely on Pablo and Pablo to rely on Pena, for some reason, bro, I think that team makes noise. I mean, let's see it.
I can see
it.
But
I have the Rams in third. And that's about it. Everyone else, the Dolphins, the Raiders, the Vikings, I'm curious to see what they could do. I got them, Tronky, obviously. I got them all kind of clustered there, 4 through 7, Yeah,
Tronky's in the same place as David right now. He's starting from, a leg back on his week 1. He's 0-3. So it's a rough start from him. I know he's going to do what he does always. So that's just a testament of letting time pass by and see what he can get done with his guys, because he also doesn't have that, X factor.
Of course.
And touching on the Rams, I think, sorry to cut you off, I think what you mentioned is a really important part of what would make them successful. As crazy as it sounds, Pena's a captain, but I think the rationale on that team is going to go through Jason and Pablo. Pablo's a quarterback, obviously, 100%. So his rationale on offense and running the huddle and all that, but he's going to be more of like the relax, don't get erratic kind of a guy, which some people are going to laugh and be like, oh, Pablo is a come pinga. But no, when he plays football, he gets serious. He cares a lot. He wants to win. I play with him now on Wednesdays on Clutch, so I know how he is. He gets down and he gets mad when people make stupid mistakes. So he'll have the rationale. Granted, people fuck up. Everyone's going to make mistakes. But I like that comment that you made about him and Pena meshing well together, because I definitely agree on that.
All right. Do you have anybody else that might sneak in there?
I have the Cowboys and the 49ers, but I have them actually reversed on my end, just because I don't think that the 49ers and Derek have those big pieces like he had them last season. You can't really, and it's not a knock to anybody on his team right now, but realistically, you can't compare anyone on his team to Joff, even though he's older. But that guy is very, very intelligent on a football field, and he knows exactly where he needs to be and what he needs to do. And that combined with Derek's, prowess and offensive mind, even though sometimes I see him get flustered in the huddle, I think that's a huge combination. And then you throw a fucking 17-year-old kid, his son, that doesn't get tired to just run goals and hitch goals and triple moves. Claro, it's hard to stop that on any end and then just ham going. So he had a lot more playmakers last season. He has Chris Sam, Revis, Lewis, Robbie, and our sponsor, Mr. Roger. So those are all very decent football players, and they all do what they do really well. I feel like those are all big role players. Like they have their things that they do. I don't know if it's enough for him to go all the way with that team just because he doesn't have that X factor. I have Beaky and the Cowboys in the front just because it's Beaky and the Cowboys, or Beaky rather. I played them week 1. They had open rotation without Face, which I think was great for them. To be honest, bro, Zuzo, if he stays on that team, is going to fucking break records. Yeah. Because Beaky just finds a way, and he gets everyone lost in the backfield with him and Mikey, and he sends Mikey on little scraggles in the front pocket while he's rolling around, making a rusher look stupid. And then Zuzo somehow doesn't fucking get tired, just left, right, until he finds a little pocket, he catches it, and then he fucking eats. 15 yards, eats. Exactly. It happened over and over and over. I don't think anyone scored besides him in our game, and maybe Jesus Ramos. But dude, Beaky, he knows what he's doing with the offense. I think that team is going to go as far as he takes them. If he continues to do what he was doing in week 1, bro, I don't see them having any issues that entire season. I think Derek's team, one game versus him, sure, can take him. I don't know if Derek's offense will be sustainable the whole season. And then my last, not really last, because I have the Cowboys at plus 350, 49ers at plus 400, and then right below that at plus 500, the Dolphins. I played the Dolphins week 1. Sabina made a great point in the chat. If they go 3-0 this week, I think they get a bye automatically. Lazo's out week 3 and week 4. They're going 5 hard with Craigo, AJ, Ernie, Flacco, and Gianni on the field. 2 weeks in a row. That's all you got to do.
Wow.
It's hard to beat that. Realistically, even if you don't have to rotate, that's a good starting 5. A really good starting 5. Every once in a while, AJ gets the handoff, throws the ball. If nobody's there, he has the speed or, a little move to break a tier 5 or a tier 6 rusher. So I have a feeling that team is going to make noise as well. AJ gets a little trigger happy with the trading. I don't know that he wants to do that. I know from what I saw today, there's sports mania ties between him and Craigo. He loves Ernie. I know he likes Flacco a lot. But he does like to make trades. He's not a captain that's content. He's actively looking to get better always, which I respect. That's the point of DD. But that team is good, man. That team is really good. You have to hide Lazo, and the fact that he's not going to – he did well in our game. But obviously we didn't do what we were supposed to do. We played fucking awful. But you don't have to hide him 2 weeks in a row, If you go you start the season 6-0, 5-1, and then you play without Lazo 2 weeks – bro, you can literally start the season, with 10 victories or, I don't know, 9 victories and 3 losses. Some crazy shit like that if they go, losing one game for the next 3 weeks. So I have the Dolphins making some noise.
I like it. I mean, I just hate the not having a quarterback thing,
Well, bro, Craigo can throw the ball well.
I know he can. Oh, Jesus. I know he could throw the ball. Well, I know. I was trying to look at the score, and they're only up 1.
You got money on that, huh?
No, man.
You just have the Heat?
Yeah. It's a diehard fan.
No, wait. Hold up. I'm repping the Dolphins because it's been a big week, but right under, just in case, because, I was watching the Heat game before this.
Your fandom goals.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So, okay. I like, bro. It makes perfect sense what you're saying. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. Didn't even. That's why you're my co-host, man. Looking 2, 3 steps ahead. I
I
like it.
try. I try my best, bro. We coming for that. We coming for that top
So
show spot.
so the North, right? Let's talk a little bit about the North, right? So to me, I think the North is a clusterfuck from top to bottom, right? I think team 1 can beat team 10, team 10 can beat 1, 10 can beat 2.
Yeah.
I just think that you look at this, like, for example, I looked at my schedule and I'm like, fuck, I don't have an easy game. I play Al, I play Lulu, and then I play Kurt and Freddie Bob. And it's like, fuck, man, I don't have a break,
I hear
and
you.
I just think that every week in that conference is going to be that way. I think it's just going to be a grind, but I think that suits a team like the Steelers, right? I played the Steelers, right? Super smart team, right?
Right.
Fundamentally sound. Everybody's prior to week 1, everybody was straight shitting on Peter, right? People forget that Peter took that Cowboys team his first season. I think they had a bye or they had close to a bye because they beat the shit out of us. That was when I had Mark and Jaime. So
Who was? Oh, that's right, Peter. This is his third season because he
this is their
started the
season.
season with Kevin Mujica
Yes.
in
So
Tropical.
he had that team that had Danny Gonzalez.
I remember he was playing well. Yeah, Danny
Yeah,
Gonzalez. I think, man, I can't remember who was on that team, but I remember it was the season of the brawl.
they had Face that I traded Face for Juan Lasso. They had a decent team, but he was just eating, you know. And I knew that he could definitely figure it out, right? He's a smart enough dude. And now you put 2 guys that he's played in Top Gun with on defense. It's hard as fuck, you know. Like I had Lewis running routes out there, and he was just getting double teamed, and then like it just felt like nobody was open, just because
Right.
that defense knows how to play without speaking at all. They're just very good,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And then
I can see that.
Gerson's lost some weight, so he was a great rusher. You know, he was rushing me great. So I really like that team. I really like that team. If they're the type of team like the Vikings, if they can put up 2 or 3 points, they could grind out wins 3-2, 2-1. You know, games like that. You know, they're not going to be very high scoring, even though I think he scored all 12 this week. I'm pretty sure.
I was gonna
But
say I didn't want to cut you off there because I have them on my list just at the bottom. I didn't get to see their games, but based on what I looked into the app, all their games were 4-3. So I'm wondering how long is that sustainable for? I don't know if it was first week, everyone getting together. I get it. So maybe you saw more than me. You played them. You
yeah,
have a better because every game I was reffing while they
we
were playing.
so we scored. I mean, we played the Chargers and we scored 4 out of 5 drives. Then we played the Bears, which no Fredo. We scored, I think, 4 out of 5 drives. And then that game, we scored 3 out of like 6. You know, they beat us like with 10 seconds left or 8 seconds left. It was 3 up. I mean, we had some hurt guys, but whatever. We should
Oh,
have
that was the last
fought
game of
through it.
the day, right?
Yeah. Bro, I saw that team and they're gritty, bro. There's just a grit team that I
Yeah.
like them, bro. I really do. I really do. Next 2, I have the Giants. I think people have disrespected Chris D for a minute now, you know, and I think he's out. He's out to put his name back on the map, right? Um, Out to prove a point. He's got the 2 brothers. What'd you call them?
The Martinez
The
brothers, but not the DJs.
Yeah, those dudes. They can ball, bro. I
Yeah.
think they're perfect fit for DD, and they're like little Swiss Army lives. They can do a little bit of everything: rush, corner, middle. So that's perfect for Chris D. Obviously CP on the end of that, on the back end. You know, like it's a great tier 5, man.
Yeah.
Um, and then next up, I have the Texans. You know, obviously Pat, Raymette.
I like
Um,
that pick.
bro, that's a solid team, man. I mean, Pat's always gonna have a team to compete, honestly. And Raymette, bro, that's my QB brother. I always say, like, I always root for him. I really do. And
Yeah.
I think he has a captain that trusts him. You know, so he's
It's good
not
to not feel like that, have that edge on your, or like that chip on your
correct.
shoulder, feel like,
There's
fuck, this guy hates me,
there's
he's gonna bitch at me.
there's nothing like having a captain, you know, that's like all in on you, and you being like I could breathe, you know,
Yeah.
because bro, as a quarterback, sometimes you're on the edge, because you're like, shit, I gotta play good this week. If not, they might trade me. If they don't trade me, then maybe I gotta go to receiver, or like,
Yes.
you start thinking all these things, you know. And so I really like that team. I like that team. I think they're a team that could just hang around, and then Pat can run a defense well enough where it'll allow Raymond to score and win games. And then fourth, I got us. I got the Seahawks. I mean, obviously, I'm a little biased, but I love my team. Obviously, Lewis is a matchup nightmare. And I've been working with Alpha a lot as my number 2. I mean, he's on squad, so I've been able to work with him a lot. Jazz, great corner. Jonathan, who's a tier 5, last pick of tier 5 or second to last pick of tier 5. But that guy's a little baller, bro. He's 6'3", 6'4". He's a freaking tree. It's just a big team.
Yeah. He's a big guy. You have a really big team.
Yeah, Lewis is 6'2", 6'3". Jonathan is 6'3", 6'4". I'm like
Davila.
6 feet. Davila 6'4", 6'5".
6'6", maybe.
So 6'6", maybe. Yeah. So if we continue to play bend don't break in the goal line, we got like 2 or 3 stops on the goal line. We actually got a pick on the goal line because we're just a big team.
It's impossible to stop that, bro.
Correct. So we're not very fast, but we're fast where we need to be, which is at rusher, which is alpha.
Beautiful.
So that's where I'm at with the North. What about you?
What's crazy, my brother? I personally have you guys as the favorites just because I think apples to apples, and I'm trying to compare it to last season, and I know every season is different, but I look at it and it's like you obviously are not David as an overall player, but it's not to say that David is an elite quarterback of like in competitive play, Top Gun. He's a quarterback. David goes and plays Top Gun. He plays safety, and he might change with Fredo here and there, handoff game and all that.
Throwback,
not the starting quarterback.
Correct.
You play quarterback full time. Everywhere you play, that's mainly your position. That's what you do. So I can say you guys nullify each other out. Lewis, nobody on the fucking Colts last season can even replicate Lewis. Not even if you put 2 of them together. No disrespect. He's just a fucking monster. You try to knock the ball out of his hands, it's not coming out. And then you got Alfarito. He's a common denominator. Doesn't change. Jazz, I haven't seen enough, but he's fucking strong as shit. Big dude. He seems like he knows football. I saw him get open like 6 times in the game I refed, but he dropped every pass. But still, he was naked.
We're working on that. We're working on that.
Finish the catch. Pablo, he has like 6 touchdowns in one game.
I know. We're working on that.
But you guys have a really solid squad. I don't know I don't know what happened to Alpha. If he's hurt, if you guys have any lingering,
he's
injuries
supposed to be,
or what.
Both our guys are going to be fine. Jazz said today that he feels great and that he's going to try and give it a go. He was doing some squats in the pool and stuff like that. So we'll see. Because I already told him, I'm like, I really need you guys to be 100 because the problem with DD is just, and especially in that conference, I feel like you can't like lose any games, man. Like every game is so important. Like I'm predicting now, right, that I promise you going into week 5, like the 7 seed can very well finish the 1st seed.
Week 5, always there's a team that needs to go undefeated or 3-1, and they're in. Always.
Correct. Yeah, but I think that team, instead of just getting in, I think they get the 1 seed, and just like I think they're gonna be so bunched up.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I think the 1 seed could lose, go 1-3, and be out of the playoffs going into week 5. I don't see anybody running away with that division.
I got you. I got what you're saying. You don't see a clear favorite.
For me, the South is 49ers, Cowboys, and then everyone else. And then for this division, bro, you could put fucking all 10 teams there. You know, I mean, we're really gonna see now the Bengals team with Lulu. We're gonna see the Eagles team with Al. What they could do. They went 2-1 without Al. So I'm sure they're gonna make some noise this week.
So I have you guys at number 1. At number 2 coming out, I have the Texans. Pat and the Texans. They have a good squad, bro. Pat, Raymond, like you mentioned, Pat trusts him. He can sling the ball. They got Norm. He's pretty fucking above average speed, steady, and de ¿cómo se llama el otro? Scuba. Scuba.
Yeah,
Bro, that team is fucking solid. I'm not telling you that they're gonna go win a red zone tournament or anything like that, but that team is they might fuck around and win a beginner tournament, low key. But
agreed.
that's a pretty good team. I think that as long as
Oh,
Pat
what do you
keep
tell me about their 6'5" tier 6 that
this,
jumps
what's his
57
name?
inches? Michael Perez?
Guy's big as fuck, huh? Is that
It's
the one with
huge.
the long hair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy's ginormous.
It looks like Tarzan.
He's a volleyball player or what?
He is a volleyball player.
Looks like motherfucker. No, if he's jumping
He's
57 inches, yo, why is that guy not just getting
there's
thrown up balls every game?
there's a video of him guarding Tony Trujillo, which pobrecito Tony.
Yo,
Yeah,
abusador, serie.
imagine that. But that's his tier 6, so
Yeah,
that's
I
who
hear
he's
ya.
guarding.
¿Qué pinga se le va a hacer?
And someone, I don't know who it was. I guess whoever the quarterback that Tony's team had,
Bears. That was
the
Angel
Bears.
Camacho's genius ass.
So I think it was Julio then. So then
Oh, yeah,
Julio
that's what he wants.
Julio tried to throw like a post behind him, and that man has just jumped up and just gone and just picked it. I was like, huh, that's a tier 6. Holy
Oh,
shit!
de
Yeah.
pinga.
So there's no weak point there. I agree. That team's pretty good.
And then I got the Giants and Chris D. I ref their last game. Like I said, as Chris D, the Martinez brothers, not DJs. Bender, uh,
Yeah.
CP,
Interception leader. Don't throw his way.
who Bendy?
Yeah.
That's crazy because everyone talks shit about his defense, but también I don't know. You can't throw that guy's way if you're throwing to a fucking enano.
It's a
Anyways,
problem.
I think that team is well built. Uh, with the Martinez brothers, I don't know which one throws and which one doesn't. I think Chris is the one that gets
Chris
the
throws.
handoffs.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw him a little sketched out. Not a little sketched out. I think he was apprehensive and like a little nervous. It was his first week. I don't know if he knows Chris D well or not, but it was like his first week. He didn't look like he was comfortable fully with taking off with the ball. But not to say that he played poorly or that he did shitty at quarterback or anything. I just think I would like to see rather him feel a little more comfortable when he gets the handoffs from Chris D. Because I think what's going to make that team super successful is not having that all-time QB and just being able to, here's your bam, 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 here, ball, handoff, 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 and whoever. Because realistically, in my game, I don't know about the rest of the week, but in my game, they pretty much split the snaps. I think it was like nine pass attempts for Chris D and like 9 for him. So it was not a lot of pass attempts to begin with because, like I said, most of the times he got the ball, he ran with it. Um,
Yeah.
and granted, he got the ball alive. I'm telling you, he threw the ball 9 times anyways. But yeah, I think that team could be good. I don't know how sustainable the offense will be if it's just Chris D getting the ball to those two guys with Bender, because at the end of the day, all you got to do if you're another team is put your 2 and your 3 on the Martinez bros and have your 1 cover Bender if he's not a
Yep.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Which
But then
most
who's rushing Chris D? Your 4 or your 5?
Yeah, I'm not saying that Chris D is a terrible quarterback, but he's not. Like I said, he doesn't play quarterback full time. He plays quarterback
Correct.
every 3 months. So granted, it's not like you're rushing David. It's not like you're rushing Andy Fuentes. You're not rushing uh, whoever, any of these mobile quarterbacks. Eddie, he's not in the league, but you know what I'm saying. All those guys that are much more mobile. Not that Chris D's not mobile, but he doesn't have that quarterback mobility. There's a difference between you being mobile up the field and running a nice, crisp fucking hitch post, and you running in the pocket and being able to break on the dime, turn and throw the ball. That shit is hard as hell, bro. It's really hard. So
Who's more mobile, Josh or Chris D?
no, Josh is mobile. Josh is mobile as
Okay.
fuck, but
So
he
so
just he
so
doesn't
I'm
have.
asking you, so who's more mobile?
I think
Josh or Chris D?
Josh is more
Okay.
mobile. I just
I
don't
think
think
Chris.
Josh has the. I don't want to call him dumb because it's not that, but he's just. I don't think he thinks clearly. Like he just gets. Fuck! I gotta roll out, and bam! I'll trust my arm strength instead of my intelligence and my play calling, reading the field. I know we're not playing 11 on 11. That you're here fucking reading, a slot and your A receiver and the hot route and all this. Tampoco así, but you got to read a field, you know. And I just don't see him doing that enough. And a quarterback, that was one of the main reasons I fucking traded him. And you know, the rest of the the Alcatraz squad. And
All right,
bro,
my
my last team on that division is the Steelers. That team I
yeah.
didn't get to see enough. I know they went 3-0, so I don't want to disrespect them. I don't want them to feel disrespected. I definitely have them up there. I just need to be able to see more of the game footage,
Okay.
see a game,
Agree.
ref one of their games. But that team is solid. Peter, Jerry, and Danny, that's already three fucking solidified
Of course.
veterans, guys that have been playing flag football double-digit years. You want to call them old? I get it. Who gives a fuck? They're gonna fucking play hard as shit, way harder than the youngsters, as you want to fucking call them. Then they have Izzy, Mr. Tryhard. I miss him in the chat, bro. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was a. I
Of
used to
course.
think, como habla pinga chamaco este, but now I'm like, he grew on me, bro.
Of
Lil Izzy
course.
grew on me, and low key, I miss him, bro. I want him back in the
That's
chat. I think he's in like medical school or some shit. I think he's a doctor, so he's busy doing something.
we got some weird ass doctors, bro.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
how these niggas
I don't
become
know.
doctors, dog.
I don't know either, bro. It
They
is what
got
it
none of
is.
them are pediatricians. I'm not taking my children to see none of these niggas.
Jesus, man. All right. So let's move on to upset of the week. So for my upset of the week, I'm taking the Vikings over the 49ers. I think the Vikings get a full squad. They just got Pablito to replace
Yes,
Julio G.
that just came up.
Sean, who's their QB, is going to be there. I think Georgie figures it out. I think they got too much team, and I think they upset the Niners. What
I
about you?
like that. I like that. You know more about Sean at QB. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's gonna be enough for Georgie. I love Georgie as a captain,
Oh my
but
God.
you know more than I do. Now I think that Pablito addition is a really good addition to that team. I think they're gonna be just fine, even though they had a slow start. So I like that pick. For me, I don't want to break your heart, my brother, my brother, my co-host, but I got the Eagles over the Seahawks this week. I was back, and as we were speaking, I wasn't sure. I made this pick before confirming with my co-host just because I don't want to get too much inside knowledge because then, what's the analyst in me if I'm getting all the info from somewhere else? I got to do my own research and take some insight. And, sometimes you just got to go out on a hunch. And right now I'm going out on a hunch. And I think if Alpha is lingering that injury, I don't know if that was a Paul Pierce que tenía que cagar o se cagó and he was figuring out how se iba a limpiar el culo because I saw him on the field 5 minutes later after he was about to get carded. I was like, oh, this is the first carding in DT history. This is
I know.
legendary. But
I'm
no,
not
he
gonna
was
lie.
fine.
If Alpha goes down again like that, I'm gonna be like, man, get the fuck up, bro.
Paul Pierce, look at that,
Yeah.
boy. So I think the
We'll
Eagles
see.
need to
I
come
like it.
back, make a statement with Al. Al was out all week one. I don't know if they went 2-1 or 1-2.
They
How they
did.
did
They
two
did.
and
They
one.
went 2-1. Yeah.
So they did well. I think they're gonna be fine.
Yep. I like it. I like it. I mean, obviously, I don't like it too much, but I like it. So, obviously, every show submits a done duel lineup. This is what we went with. I love Ant H as a quarterback. I mean, he's probably one of my favorite players to watch. Besides that, man, his completion percentage is stupid. So we took him at quarterback, great value. Tier one, it's a no-brainer. I feel like it's the Mark rule from last season that, like, yes, he's expensive, but he's gonna produce, bro.
Yeah.
So I would obviously take Lewis. Tier two, I love Mikey V. He gets Tronky back, and he was super cheap. I want to say he was like $6. So
yeah,
I
the
think,
whole Bucks squad should be on discount this week. Lopode, I mean, it was rough. I love David. He was playing. I mean, Daniel. He was playing quarterback. It's rough when your quarterback is out and your tier two is playing quarterback. It's a recipe for a really long day. So they're all gonna be cheap this week. Great pick.
So tier three, obviously we went with you. I think you have a good quarterback now. You're not in prison anymore. you
No
got
more Alcatraz, boys.
Yeah. So I took you tier three. Tier four, I took Boo. He was super cheap, and that's Ant H's guy. So that's like a double stack, like we do
that
in
fantasy
fantasy
rule. Yeah, like that.
Tier 5, I took Jonathan, which is my guy. I really like him. He was cheap as well. We fixed some things, and I think he'll be fine.
Okay.
And then for Tier 6, I took Alex Gonzalez, who's super serviceable at Tier 6.
What team is he on?
I want to say the Steelers. No.
Yes.
Is he on the Steelers? He's on the Steelers. He's on the Steelers. We played them.
Yes, he is. I'm trying to envision what I saw on the DD app. He's under Izzy, Gerson, and then him.
Yes,
yeah.
Correct.
Very serviceable.
He didn't play much against us since we had hurt guys.
Yeah.
He obviously he didn't need to play, but I like him, and obviously we had some money left over, and that was the best available.
And he's great. He plays probably the most. Well, I mean, there's a few guys in Tier 6, but him and I think he plays a little more than Roger, bro, because puts in a team for fucking más o menos on Mondays, on Wednesdays at every tournament. So I think he plays probably the most flag football of any Tier 6, to be honest. I like that pick a lot.
I agree. All right. So next, we're going to our new segment called Rapid Fire, where I'm going to just shout out something, and you're going to give me either shit or you're going to give me good.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So, and it's got to be quick. All
right? Okay.
So, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Falcons Raiders trade. The Commanders. All right.
They beat us, but they're shit.
The Rams. Ooh, what? Good shit. Okay.
I don't know enough,
like
but I commend Pablo's week 1. How are the Rams? I don't know. Pablo pulled out a Doug Flutie week, but I want to see it. I want to see it continued. I hope I ref one of their games this week.
Papo, this is rapid fire.
My bad. Rapid fire. You're right. I'm new to this.
Vikings. Andy as commissioner. Ooh, all right. Done deal live. Beyond the Scrubs. Miguelito, our sponsor. You have to put good.
We'll get fired. Wrong contract, guys. Or we'll end up like Chapo.
Evan G at quarterback. Ooh. Yeah, you're right, bro. I just got to be shit. All right. Pineapples on pizza.
I already knew where you were going with
Fire,
that.
Bro.
Papo, así de.
The Saints.
Love you, Petey.
Yeah. Alex M as a cat. What about the chicken that they give out on the toothpick at the food court? The bourbon chicken? Fire, bro.
Yeah, me and chicken, Papo. I love chicken.
How many laps you take? High noons.
Not a seltzer guy.
I like Chulis. DDPA.
Love, great, amazing, beautiful. We're the best.
You guys been giving hella upgrades. The South Conference. That's the one you're in. Shit.
Good.
The North Conference. Very good.
Good. They're all good. Everyone's beautiful. Nah, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I don't know yet, bro.
Rapid fire. Stop.
Fuck.
Pablo C at QB. Pablo. Yeah, he's good. Mikey Sabina in the chat. Mikey Sabina on Done Deal Live. Mikey Sabina on the field. Yeah. All right. Rib rolls at Flanny's. Yeah, fire. That's the best thing. And am I missing something? And what about sometimes good, sometimes shit show?
Yo, I got one for you. Roger at quarterback.
That's my dog, bro. But Obabo, we'll keep working.
We love you, sponsor. We had to throw one little jab at you, brother. We've been giving you nothing but flowers all episode.
All fucking episodes, we've been hooking them up.
That nigga has to get one jab.
So for our final segment, Stella Dimes picks, baby. This is where I give you winners and you make some money. All right? So I took Missouri +2. First round, NCAA, obviously. Took Missouri +2. Took Arkansas -2. And I like San Diego State -5. Those are my 3 picks.
Hey, damn, you're going big. Everyone in the chat and in DD is absolutely 100% sure you're degenerate. You literally placed 3 first-round NCAA fucking basketball tournament picks, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I got 2, but I had to mix it up because Pablo, anything can happen in there.
I know. If you let me, I would have picked the whole first round.
So I was talking shit, but to be honest, my first pick, I got Missouri +2. The line's so nice, we picked it twice.
I love it.
That's a good pick. I actually got it at +1. I think, bro, they got a hard matchup against Utah State in the first round. But I think they'll pull it off, and I honestly think they're gonna win the game. But yeah, I love that. I had to copy you, bro. Even though I didn't copy you because I had that I already have that bet. But yeah, that's a good one. I also have over 143 Baylor versus UC Santa Barbara. That's -115. Baylor's bro, they put up fucking points. They put up 80, 90 points by themselves. So I don't see this being a problem. And then I got one for my soccer heads Champions League match. I got Napoli money line. But you're also going to throw in the over 2.5 goals. That's +115. Great odds. Napoli beat the shit out of this fucking, I don't remember if they're German or some trash-ass fucking team that made it out of their garbage-ass fucking soccer league into the Champions League somehow. But anyways, Napoli, my Champions League favorites. I think they're going to be the dark horse, take it all the way. I don't know why, bro. I don't know anybody on that team, but they're fucking balling. Absolutely out of their mind. Every
time you look at their score, they're up 3-0.
Crazy. I don't even know the first guy on their team. They beat the first leg was like 5-0 or 7-0, some crazy shit of the last round. So yeah, I got that. And now we got a special for you guys for March Madness. Mr. Della Dimes and Swazzle's final 4 picks. We're going to be able to track these week by week because, like I said, we never know what happens in these tournaments. Shit happens all the time. Sometimes good, sometimes shit. So I can predict that at least one of these will be gone by the next time we talk next week.
For sure. 100%. And I saw that we have 3 of the 4.
Yeah. I'm with you on 3 of them, yeah.
So I have Bama. I have Duke. I have Texas and Gonzaga. What do you got?
I'm with you with all of that and Texas. Bama, Gonzaga, Texas. Oh, and I'm sorry, and Purdue.
So you took out Duke and you have Purdue.
Yeah. Sorry.
Purdue doesn't make it past the weekend.
You don't think so?
They lose to Memphis.
Like that. I don't know, brother. I don't know. I feel like Purdue always has their Big Ten, right?
Yeah.
Big Ten basketball, bro, it's usually one of the strongest with Indiana in there and a bunch of other solid teams that are always like, you know, there might not be powerhouses like Duke, Kentucky or anything, but they have solid basketball year in, year out. So you may be wrong, right, bro? It seems like you've seen this movie before, my brother.
Yeah, Indiana won't get past their first round.
I got a few brackets already on ESPN. I like to fuck around with them. I got Marquette winning the national championship in one of them.
I have Marquette losing in the first round.
Brother.
They play Vermont, right?
I believe so, bro. I believe so. The Canes played Drake, which had a tremendous season. But they also play like the Missouri Valley Conference or some shit like that.
That game scares me. I'll be honest.
I know, brother. I know. And we got cold at the end of the season there.
Yep. Anyways, my peoples, stay healthy. Week 2, let's get it. Trade people. Let's make this fun. Let's finish the season right. We'll catch y'all next week. Sometimes good, sometimes shit. We out.
Yes, sir. We out of here.
I'm rich, baby. Okay, I got money in the bank. Yeah. Shout out what you drank. I got money in the bank. Yeah. Shout out what